Most federal employees I talk to are asking one question. Are we actually going to be okay if we retire in the next few years? Or are we missing something big with taxes or our TSP? So today I want to quickly show you your entire federal retirement on one page so you can see where the real risks and opportunities are. And as we go through this, I want you to mentally plug in your own numbers. And at the end, I'll show you which one of these 6 boxes usually hides the biggest tax problem for federal employees. So on this page, I've got 6 simple boxes. And hopefully my handwriting isn't that terrible and you can read it, but we have 3 across the top and 3 going across the bottom. This is the one-page picture I use when I'm mapping out a federal retirement. So starting with box 1 is who and what we have. This is going to be you and your spouse, plus the big 4 benefits, which is your FERS pension. Then we have the TSP. There's also Social Security. And then your federal health coverage in retirement. So these 4 are where most of the 6-figure mistakes happen. Choosing the wrong survivor option, misunderstanding how your pension is calculated, or assuming your TSP works just like a regular 401k can easily cost you hundreds of thousands of dollars over a 20 to 30 year retirement. Now, as we move over to box 2, this one is how much. Here we stack the rough numbers. So we're going to start with your pension. Then we have your TSP. And then on the far side, this is anything else that you have saved. Now, most people I talk to have ballpark numbers for each of these categories, but they've never seen them added up in one place. Until we actually quantify this, everything just ends up being guesswork. You can retire too early. You can run the risk of running out of money or work an extra 5 years you didn't need to because you were guessing too low. Now, moving on to box 3, this is where it sits. This is here, we're going to separate your money into buckets. And so the first bucket is going to be pre-tax. Second bucket is going to be Roth. And the third bucket will be taxable. Now your pre-tax bucket, this is going to consist of your TSP, your traditional IRA, any 401ks that you have, and then the Roth, this is going to be your Roth TSP or any Roth IRAs that you or your spouse may have. And finally, the taxable side, this is simply going to be your brokerage accounts, like any checking or savings accounts that you have. So this is why 2 coworkers with the same total savings can pay wildly different taxes in retirement. If almost everything is in pre-tax, every dollar you pull out later will be taxed as income. If it's spread across these 3 buckets, you have options to control your tax bracket year by year. Now, as we move down to box number 4, when things happen, this timeline is going to start with today. Then we have retirement. Next is Social Security, required minimum distributions, and then our spouse number 1 eventually if we pass away, and spouse number 2 also if we pass away. Now, mistiming any one of these events, like when you start Social Security or how you handle RMDs, can push you into a higher tax bracket for years. It can also affect things like Medicare surcharges and how much after-tax income actually lands in your bank account, so really important. Now, box 5 is how the money flows. So let's map out your 3 main sources of income, which is the pension, then we have your TSP, over here we have Social Security, and all 3 of those are geared towards one goal, right? And that's funding your retirement paycheck after tax. That's the goal. Now, this is what most federal employees really want, right? One steady monthly paycheck that feels like they're going to work, but just without actually having to go into work, right? If this box isn't planned, you end up with a choppy income stream, surprise tax bills in April, and that constant worry of, are we doing this right? And so finally, box 6 is why this matters. And I write a simple equation here, and it's confidence equals income minus taxes minus surprises here. And so your goal isn't to beat the stock market in retirement, right? Your goal is to have enough income so you can live the life you want, pay no more tax than you legally have to, and remove any possible unexpected surprises. And so to answer the question I originally opened up with, the box that usually hides the biggest tax problem for federal employees is this one right up here, where it sits. How your savings are spread across pre-tax, Roth, and taxable accounts drives almost everything about your retirement tax bill and how you're pulling your income and pulling those funds out in retirement. And so if you'd like to see how these 6 boxes would look like with your numbers, there's a link below this video where you can schedule a call with me. And on that call, we'll start plugging your FERS pension, we'll plug in your TSP, Social Security, and any other savings into this one-page framework so you can see your own risks and opportunities and not just a generic example. So if you're not ready to schedule a call yet, that's completely okay. I'd encourage you to watch this video right here where I walk through a FERS retirement income example step by step so you can see the real pay cut many federal employees face moving into retirement. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you over there.